Hi, I'm Morgan.
And I'm Louie.
And welcome to our podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Morgan and Louie in Portugal Podcast. And we're here to give you another episode of Our Lives in Portugal.
Yeah. Today we're going to talk about, we just landed in Portugal. We've gotten through the airport. We're on the road to our new apartment.
And what that was like.
Yeah. If you haven't listened to the previous episode, go check that out first. We talk about getting to the airport, getting checked in, the flight to Portugal, and then what happened when we landed in Portugal. So go check that out. Come back. Now let's get into this week's episode.
We're on the road.
Yeah,
we got our bags packed. Louie, the road butler, loaded up his van with our 13 bags and totes.
Yep.
And we're on the road.
Yeah.
Leaving Port, heading to Avid to start our new life.
Mm-hmm. It's about an hour drive.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's going on? You and Kelsey are in the back.
Yeah, my sister and I.
I'm in the front.
Yeah.
With Rui.
And I think we were all having similar thoughts.
And let me get into what those were. We were all having the similar thoughts Morgan is talking about. Is we were driving on that highway, and we've all heard the Portugal, right? And I have never seen so much graffiti on the highway walls in my life.
And we were all kind of like a little shocked, if I can be honest. And like, I know that may not seem like a big deal, but you see like the beautiful pictures of Portugal and you're like, this is not it. Oh, and if you don't know, we've been to the Azores, which are Portuguese islands, and the highways there are the most magnificent highways I've ever seen in my life, and this was nothing like that. So we were a little off-put, if I can be honest.
That's a good way to say it. It was concerning. It's also like, Morgan, you had never been to the mainland.
Mm-hmm. Never.
I had been to the mainland a few times in my life to visit my grandparents.
Was it like that when you went?
I couldn't even tell you because
you were young.
When I went, we only flew into Lisboa.
Oh.
So the last time I went, what's that?
Is that the graffiti's a northern thing, or is it in the south too?
I don't know, but that's probably something somebody might know out there.
Yeah. I
don't recall I don't think it was that bad in Lisboa, but the last time I had gone in Lisboa was in 2013. So
quite a few years ago.
Like you said, I think we were all a little off-put by it and wondering, what is this?
Yeah, it surprised me. So, I mean, that's not that big of a deal, but it was just kind of like first impressions, right? And you're kind of like, ooh, I didn't expect that. I thought it was going to be a little cleaner. Yeah, so anyways, we're on the way, and first things first, gotta get the rental car. I'm like, I'll go and do it.
So
no words.
We have a rental car, and as a lot of you probably know, about 8% of the vehicles here in Europe, at least in Portugal, are all manual. They're all stick shift. So last time I drove a stick shift was in San Miguel, right, a couple of years ago. And I wasn't the most confident in it, I will say.
That's a story for another time.
So Morgan is the Wonder Woman, and she is going to go get the rental.
Yeah.
So we asked Rui, the road butler, in advance if he would do us the favor of dropping Morgan off for the car rental so we can have a vehicle in the meantime before we purchase one.
So I go and I pick up the rental car.
Yep.
And I'm like, I got this. No
Rui
worries.
brings Kelsey and I to the apartment.
But let me tell my story first.
Sure, let's do it.
Let me tell my story, because you weren't there.
I was not.
And I want to hear yours, because I wasn't there for yours. So you guys dropped me off, and I'm like, no problem, go ahead to the apartment. I don't want to unload the bags. I'll get the rental car, no problem. So I go up the little hill into the building, and it's just a bunch of cars, and there's nobody around, and I'm looking for like the little Sixt symbol, or sign.
What is that?
The rental car company, Sixt.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm like, where is it? Where in here is it?
Yeah, because there's like no sign on it, of course.
There's no sign outside that says Sixt either. I just knew the address. So that's typical Portugal anyways. So I go in, I find it, it's on the other side of the building, all the way, back in a corner. It's just this little tiny room, and there was nobody in it. So I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, oh my God, guys, this is the first time I have to use my Portuguese in Portugal. Like, I'm alone, there's nobody here, oh my God, what am I gonna do? So I'm kind of like prepping myself. I got my Google Translate out, and I'm like, gonna say like I have a rental to pick up, and the kid comes over, and I like try to speak Portuguese to him, and he's just like, "Oh, you can just speak English. It's okay. You can just speak English." I was like,
everywhere.
Dang it, cut off. But I'm like, you know what? I'm exhausted. I just went through the airport.
There's a mosquito on that.
Where?
Wine glass.
Oh, I see
We
it.
gotta get this, guys.
There's a mosquito.
Very mosquito infestation, and they love Morgan. Sacrifice the wine glass if you have to.
I will not. Son of a bitch.
I will
Where'd
not.
it go? Oh, well, he's gone. Okay.
Well, he likes your wine.
Okay. So, look at you combing your beard. So I'm like, you know, it's fine. I'll do English, and it won't be forever, right? Like, this is just, I'm exhausted, and we just got here. I went through the airport. We went through hours and hours and airplane, and just, yeah, I'm tired and I'm hungry. Let's get this damn car and
we
let's
haven't
get to the
eaten.
apartment. We haven't even eaten
We have
since
not
the airplane.
eaten since, in the airplane it was a little small meal at
Yeah,
probably like,
that's it.
4 a.m.?
Yeah, that's it. We were starving.
Stop.
We did not have enough time to go get food. So I was like, okay, let's go. So that process took absolutely forever. It already takes forever as it is anywhere. And then it took even longer because it's Portugal and it was one guy by himself.
I remember you were gone for like, it seemed an hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, we got your car. It's downstairs outside. I'm like, okay. He's like, the guy's going to wash it really quick. I'm like, no worries. So then he's like, okay, it's ready. Let's go get it. I'm like, okay. So we did a little walkthrough, and then he's like, you're good to go. We'll see you in 2 weeks, I think, when we were going to return it. I'm like, cool. And then I get in the car and I'm like, oh yeah, it's a manual. And like, manual is my first car, not a problem. But I felt so nervous because 1, I was exhausted, 2, I'm like starving and hungry, and 3, there's like 5 people working on other cars behind me, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to embarrass myself because I haven't driven a manual in so long. And so I immediately stalled out. Immediately stalled out. But that's okay. I redeemed myself, and then I skirted out of there really quick.
Right.
And then I had to GPS my way to the apartment. I got the rental. What is happening while I'm getting the rental? What are you guys up to? I was not there. I don't know.
So we were looking for the apartment because I texted you saying like, I can't find this place. And the numbers are not on the roadside, so we have to literally stop somewhere, get out of the vehicle and go look for this.
You literally got out and
we had to, because
which is so crazy. I'm sorry to cut you off. When I remember before, I would try to like Google our apartment number, like Google to see like what it looked like, and it would never show up.
Because they couldn't even find it, right?
Yeah, Google couldn't even find it.
The numbers were on the inside where like the park was, right? So, but that inside, you can't get any traffic there. There's no traffic that's allowed to go through there. Right, exactly. Yeah. So you had to go walk that and find that, right? So we did, and then we found a parking space where we could stay. Because everything was blocked off, and we had to lug all that luggage
individually, walk it over, literally.
Yeah.
Dang, that's insane.
But
I am so glad that I had to get the rental and that you guys had to do that.
I know. Your sister probably
my sister's
hated
life.
that.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
If I hated it, she definitely hated it.
Dang.
So the best part of all that was, I don't want to talk bad about anybody, but our landlords, we had signed a lease with them months in advance. We'd
Can I actually cut in here?
Sure.
I want to say, we just want you guys to see the real and raw parts of making a huge transition like this.
Life decision, yeah.
This is probably where our difficulties began, if I can be honest. This is probably like the thing that triggered our difficulties and really just like...
That's the point I remember where I was like, dang, I know that's a negative outlook, but I was like, I feel like it was one thing after another for a little while after that. From there. So you guys, you're about to get some really juicy gossip here, I would say. It's like our little gossip. I know we've mentioned it to people before, but we arrived and... we had no key. There was no key left out for the apartment. So I texted the landlord and was like, hey, we're here. How are we gonna get in? So we get an answer of, oh, well, my mom is supposed to be bringing the key, and unfortunately she is in a class right now and she won't be there until she gets out of class.
And I'm like, I'm at this point, because I had arrived, I think. It took a little bit of time, but I had arrived and I was sitting with you guys and I'm like, I don't understand how we signed a contract months ago, paid deposit, paid rent, and you guys we kept them updated on our flight details.
Arrival.
The moment we booked our flight, we told them what the information was, and then we kept them updated. Hey, we're boarding our flight right now. We'll be there in the morning. Hey, we just arrived. Hey, we're on the road to the apartment.
And then it was like it was like brand new. You know, it was brand new.
Yeah, so that was
scary.
Very scary. When I was getting the rental, you guys were waiting. Nobody's there. You're waiting, and you have
sitting
three cats outside.
I'm in this foreign place. Luckily, I know at least how to speak Azorian Portuguese. It's getting cold. Raining. I'm wearing a hoodie. It's starting to get cold. It's like 4 p.m. It's starting to get dark. It was starting to get cold.
It was starting.
It was February. It was February. It was February. Yeah. It was chilly out.
And on top of it, to make things better, we had arranged for the internet guy to come and set the internet up that day. And guess what? He actually showed up early.
Morgan, it's funny, right? Morgan tried to get ahead, and she did. She did great. So when we arrived on February 10th, we got there. There's nobody there to open up the apartment, and we waited a good 4 hours outside without luggage.
Like 3 to 4.
3.5, 4 hours. I'm not even exaggerating. Finally, this woman comes in with a key and lets us in. But Morgan had, what do you call it?
She had reserved.
Yes.
The internet guy
so the internet guy could come and set up the internet so we could start just getting our lives situated. So I could start working. So
my sister could call home. All of that. Yeah.
And he got there early, so he was waiting with us.
Just literally sitting outside.
And cool. So we're going to get internet for sure. That was a positive. So we finally get the key. The road butler, he had left.
You guys had carried the luggage upstairs, because when I got there, it was all sitting outside the door waiting.
Louie did help me carry it up to the hallway, right? And the hallway's kind of dingy, and it kind of smells like pee. And so, you can imagine what is going on in our minds right now, because we did all this sight unseen, right?
We did.
So we get there, we know we're going to we know what we're kind of getting ourselves into.
Yeah.
We're not going to this perfect place.
No.
And we're willing to
Yeah, and my friend Isabel had gone and visited and taken pictures of the outside and stuff. So we were kind of aware that we weren't walking into the most perfect apartment ever, but it had been newly renovated. We were the first ones who were going to live in it. It was a lot of space. It was near city center. We're like, okay, we can manage this. This will be fine until we can find another place in the future. But ready for the next thing that really got to us, you guys? I arrive. We're all hanging out outside. Finally, they drop off the key. We go upstairs to start actually moving in, and right below us, they were doing insane construction. We could not even talk to each other. I'm not even kidding. It was so loud in our apartment.
It sounded like a jackhammer.
Yeah.
Literally, because this whole apartment complex is so old. It's all made of concrete. So they're working on something like the apartment next to us. Jackhammering away. We can't even hear ourselves talk to each other.
In the same room.
I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
The internet guy now is wanting to do his job and set up the internet. So he's like, hey, I need your help. He's talking to me. Kelsey and Morgan are trying to get the luggage situated.
The cat's situated.
The cats are trying.
Oh, poor babies. It's all loud and they're in a new place.
They're scared.
Oh.
He's like, hey, can you feed me this wire? I can't even hear what this guy's saying because the jackhammer is so loud. While everybody else is just trying to get our life situated. What a chaotic arrival.
Yeah, so, we can fast forward. We move in, right? That night, I don't know if you remember.
Well, we didn't go to bed until 2:30 because we're still on USA time.
Yep.
They're 4 or 5 hours behind, PM. Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
We're not even ready to go to bed back in the States. You know what I'm saying? So it's 2 p.m. I'm sorry, 2 a.m. We're finally, we're not fully unpacked, but we've gotten things where we wanted to, So now here comes real life. Yeah. Morgan took a shower, her sister took a shower, Louie takes a shower, there's no more hot water because the hot water tank is the size of a Coke liter bottle.
Guys, we struggled with that for a few months. It was very hard. We'll talk about that more too.
Right. We finally get settled and we get into bed, right? And we are exhausted, you and I.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
And literally was just like, I started bawling to you. I don't know if you remember.
Of course I do.
I broke down because I was
And I did too.
Is this the right thing?
We looked at each other. We were so tired. We felt a slight, probably sense of defeat.
Yeah.
And like, we looked at each other and we were like
reliving that right now.
And we looked at each other and we were like, did we do the right thing, you know?
Yep.
We told each other we were scared, you know,
Yeah.
like, I hope we did the right thing. Did we do the right thing? We cried to each other because there was no turning back.
We were stuck. We were so overwhelmed. We were so exhausted. We were so like beat down. Like it was freezing cold. Louie didn't even have a hot shower that night. Like we were
hungry. We had Don Franguitos. My first meal.
We went to the mall.
We went to Glycinia's Plaza the first night because we needed things.
And
we needed some
right
food.
There where
it was
we
conveniently right there, so we took the old rental.
My sister and I had Taco Bell.
Yeah, Taco Bell. What a way! I had Don Franguito. It was awesome, and it was a night I will never forget. February 10th, 2025. It was very again lonely night. It was a very lonely night.
Yeah.
But now we're away from everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was very intense.
I look back at it, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that we did that. That we arrived. Like I will say over and over again that I still feel like I didn't really get to feel all of it until later because I mean, look at me right now. Like, I'm crying over what happened almost a year ago, you know? And like, I can't believe it because I'm like, as we retell this story, I am reliving it again and again. And I'm like, wow, that is insane. I can't believe you and I, we're the coolest people I've ever met in my life.
She always says that.
I
can't say she's lying because I also think we're the coolest people we've ever met too.
An amazing adventure we have.
We have, ever since we've met, babe.
Yeah.
So cool.
And so we were like, okay, well, this is life now.
I think that was our promise to each other that, you know, we have to have each other's back here.
Yeah.
Like, there is nobody else.
Mm-mm. So, do we continue telling them? Well, I guess now, you know, the power went out.
Our power just went out, guys.
Don't worry, they'll come turn it on in a minute.
It happens probably because they were working on something.
They were working too. So anyways, the tree will turn back on in a minute. We'll just keep going. We're almost done with this episode anyways. So, you know, that first night was really hard, but we woke up. I remember waking up the next morning and I was motivated. I remember the window in the bedroom. The window in the bedroom. I saw the tiles on the apartment roof next door and I was like, I'm in Europe. I'm in Portugal. Like, we did it.
We did it.
And I was like, okay, let's do this. My sister's here and I was so excited to start getting us settled. We started putting clothes away. And then that whole first week, my sister stayed until Saturday. And so we really just got to be tourists for the first week. We took her around city center. We went to Óbidos. We went to Port. And we just like explored. So we didn't really have to like think about it. We just had to deal with the cold showers and like that was really it. We did
tourist things. I was very grumpy the whole time because like everybody else, I was running on no sleep. You know, we were going to bed at 2 a.m. every night because our biological clock is still ticking the other way.
But remember how fun
and we would get up at like 6 a.m. to go to like walk this bridge. And I'm like, I have the rest of my life to do this. Why do we have to do it? I know.
Remember how nice it was when my sister was here and we were sitting in the kitchen. We had this really small kitchen in our apartment, which actually was my favorite part of the whole apartment. We had this really small kitchen. It was theirs too.
It was the cat's favorite part too. They were always in there too.
For food. And then we had this small table and a few little chairs. And I remember I felt like we were in Europe, like officially. I felt like we were in Europe. It felt so European to me. And I remember the three of us like sitting around, Kelsey and I having a glass of wine. And like we were all just chatting until like 2 a.m. It was so nice.
That really actually felt European and more so than like farm countryside European, right?
Yeah.
It definitely did, right? It definitely fit the European vibe, especially drinking like a cafe in the morning there. I totally get that.
It was cute. I really liked that a lot.
When the sun would shine through that window.
It was so nice. It wasn't the nicest apartment ever, like the outside of it, but like it felt like Europe, you know? So that was really cool. And then, my sister, I mean, I think that was pretty much it throughout the week. We traveled. We don't really need to get into too much of that.
I mean, that first week was crucial because that was set up too. Like, that's when I had to go buy a dryer immediately.
Yeah,
that was my favorite place. Because we didn't have a clothesline.
We didn't.
And we had to buy a drying rack.
And we had to buy a heater.
By the way, there's no heat here, so we got to buy one of those too. And the power's back on.
Magic. Anyways,
we need a dehumidifier.
We had to go buy everything. Yeah. We had nothing.
They did have a washer, which was cool.
They did have a washer. They had a washer for us. So, and we had an apartment that was fully furnished, but we still had stuff that we had to get. So we went and we spent the first week doing that and exploring. And it was crucial, but like it didn't end there. Like we still continue to this day purchasing things that we need. So we dropped my sister off. And this, my sister, she goes and like, I am like getting all emotional.
They're crying because they don't know when they're going to see each other again. And then I look at Morgan as we wave our final see you later and to her sister, and I say, well, what do you want to do for the rest of your life? And
so cheesy, I love it.
We walked to our rental.
We couldn't find the rental. We didn't know where
I thought we got towed.
Me too.
I even asked the guy. He's like, impossible. We don't tow anybody.
And really, we were just dum-dums, and the car was like way down.
It looked like every other car. They were a white hatchback. Everybody's got one here.
And then this is really fun too. We'll finish here, I think. We go to leave the airport, and we did not pay for the ticket prior, so we were sitting at the kiosk to like scan the ticket to leave, and I thought, we'll pay there. No. So Louie, we literally sat there, and Louie had to we held up traffic, and he had to walk all the way back up to the airport and pay for it.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
All kiosks here in Portugal, if you didn't know, we didn't know, we're learning here, you have to pay for it prior to leaving. So like bring your ticket with you.
Yeah. Take that billet with you, put in your back pocket or your cartera and take it with you because you got to pay for that before you sit in your vehicle and leave or else you're just going to make a joke
out of yourself and everyone's going to honk at you because they sure did. So that I think ends this chaotic episode. You guys, it's only going to get more chaotic from here. I think next episode is probably going to be slightly a downer because life is not perfect, but I still think that it's necessary. I think that it's something that you guys should know. Like you have this crazy dream and things don't always go as planned. So I'm really actually excited to talk about next week's episode with you, to share our experiences here for the first 3 or so months and just let you know how life went. It was insane, and it's going to be, I think, a very emotional time for us to relive this.
It was very, very difficult. It was very difficult.
Yeah, like if I'm crying now, I think I'm really going to be like feeling it next episode as well.
It's probably good therapy for you, baby.
Maybe, yeah. So thank you guys for listening.
Yeah.
We're so grateful for you, and we'll see you next week. Beijinhos.
Até logo.